When we read the press today, everywhere...
Why is it you two are being so posh and official? I know these two men, and they're not normally like this. It's, hey, friends, hey. Today it's, why are you so... You want a job on the news, on TV, right? Is that what it is? You're not getting it after talking to me.
When we read the press everywhere, we can read the legendary status quo. They have more respect.
Yeah, well, legendary doesn't necessarily mean they think positively. It's just a great label of someone that's old. And I don't really believe in the legendary. Yeah, legends are dead. That means we're dead. But I've noticed in the last few years, and I don't know, I think it's something to do with the Sixth. And we were doing the British tour last year, and every year Rick's birthday they sing to Rick, and they sang to Rick, and we did the show, and the show finished, and they did the encore, and the whole place stood up. It was lovely, it was fantastic, and then they sang Happy Birthday to Rick again. And something clicked in me there. Something has happened, whether it's because you're 60, 55, 58, 60. And that's the only thing I can see. I don't see why they would like us. We're a lot better band than we used to be. We're better at it, but we should be. So there's no prizes for that. If you've been doing it this long, you should be better. I'm just grateful that we're still here and I can still do this. I'm very lucky for an insecure man to actually be able to go and walk on a stage and people say, I like you. Just by walking on, they say, I like you. Because we had this gig in Carcassonne the other night. Oh my goodness me. It's better than sex. Better than most sex, well, unless it's with me, better than sex. It was such a wonderful time, and I don't know why it does that, why the French have that thing, why we have that. Playing in front of French people is wonderful. Perhaps it's because they're not drunk, and they have that little bit of sense. They're not going to get too drunk and forget what they saw. It's your turn.
Francis, this compilation celebrates 40 hits. There's many more, but this is only 40. Is the formula the same today to have a hit single as it was in the 70s, 80s, 90s? Is it still possible to have a hit single?
It's possible to have a hit single, which is why we release them and we get so excited when they hit the chart. It's an affirmation that you're still successful. But the volume of sales is just pathetic. It's just, as long as I don't think about the volume of sales, my ego stays intact. But when you actually realise, and I find it very odd that all the excitement that goes on about what's about showbiz and the volume of things that are sold is kind of sad. But you still need to see, it's still an affirmation that you're successful to get in the chart. I still get excited about that for seconds.
So it does really matter still for you?
Yeah, but as I said, can't matter as much as it did. It's if we really irrationalise it, it doesn't matter at all because it doesn't make any difference to us really. We have our following. We may be pick up new fans here or there, but we aren't going to pick up massive fans overnight, with a single or anything. And we are basically our back catalogue. Any old band is basically its back catalogue, not its new catalogue. And it bothers some people, and it bothers us sometimes. But then you get to be grateful that you actually still exist. Most people in bands and show business aren't working, and we're very, very lucky to be working. We're an old school band like that. You're working, fantastic.
So for this set list, you've digged out a few gems from the vaults for your fans, such as Is There a Better Way from the Blue For You album. Do you remember anything special about recording this album?
Blue For You? You leading, this is good, he's leading me into a story. Yeah, I'd not long moved into the place I just moved out of at the Glade, and Alan Lancaster was living around the corner. And I wrote Better Way with Alan Lancaster. I had a blazing row with my ex-wife at the time, because she didn't want me to go to his house to write for the afternoon, I don't know. And Alan Lancaster and I could write some quite interesting stuff. Always quite interesting, I found, but Alan would come up with 5 sets of lyrics and you think, yeah. But at the same time I'd met this guy that was working for me. He kept saying, here, have some of that. I said, no. And he said, go on, have some of that. No, I don't want it. No. I said, what's that? It was sulfate, which is an amphetamine that makes you go faster. And I don't know how, but we talked it putting it into tea and then drink it in the morning. But we got to the studio one morning and the stuff came out, so I gave some. Rick and the entire band had some, and of course Rick obviously had too much. And we were trying to Rick, get down there. And we thought we got on that day working, which the entire album of Blue for You is very fast. I mean, shit. And that's where we went home one night, and Alan Lancaster and I live very close, so I took him home and we picked him up, and Rick was sat on this stool. So, see you, Rick, see you tomorrow. Yeah, good night. Get back in the morning, Alan Lancaster and myself about 11:30. Rick, you're early. I haven't been home yet. Oh, so yesterday's sulphate was still going. You're all day. And that's why that album's so fast. What was the question, sorry?
What has changed so much in the industry?
Everything has changed in the industry. There are so many other things for young people, or not just young people, for people to amuse themselves with. Whether it's, we now have Wii, where you can play tennis with a television. I mean, I was reading an article yesterday in this month's Word, and it says about the Beatles, saying how the Beatles, all of their songs were happy, which took people away from real life for a while, which has always been the thing we think we're doing. And the journalist made the point that anybody that refers to a band as happy, it's done in, oh, they're happy, as though there's something wrong with it. Whereas then it wasn't wrong, people needed to be taken away. So that has changed. I moan about it sometimes, but I like gigging. I like, as I said, I walk on and people say, oh, you're great. I haven't done anything yet. Oh. As soon as we walk on, it's fantastic. I will definitely get that, and I've had it already today. I will definitely get that later on after soundcheck. I don't want to do this. But I get that every night since I was 12. I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. I get on, I love this. And I finish and enjoy it, and I feel I've achieved something and I've done it again. But if you give me an excuse half an hour before it's time to go tonight, and it's finished, I go, fantastic, we haven't got to do it. And then 30 minutes later, I will wish I'd done it. I find myself a very annoying person, particularly from within. Where I live, oh, I'm annoying.
We are here in Montreux, not very far from Italy.
Oh, yeah.
You are from Italy. Your family is from Italy.
Yes.
What is the Italian part in you?
I don't know, the core of me, I think. As I've gotten older and older I get, more and more I crave something about Italy, or the whole Italian thing, and I want to be with my Italian relatives a lot more. I see them twice a year. We have a massive get-together, and all my aunts bring me lots of food and stuff, and it's just, I saw them again after maybe a 20-year break. I saw them at my father's funeral, and it's like an intent. You realise, oh, that's who I am. It's almost, you want to touch it. That's who I am, as much as I probably wanted to grow up and get away from the family when I was younger. Now I realise that's who I am, and I have a longing to be with Italian people, which is kind of stupid, really, but I do.
It's maybe today one of your first interview with short hair.
I don't call you that. I just call you Philippe. I don't mind, or short hair, if that's how you want to be. Yes, it is. Since I was 16, yes. And go away.
How do you feel with the short hair?
I feel quite rebellious. Isn't that stupid? I do. I feel quite rebellious. I haven't had short hair since I was 16, and it's always been worried about one's hair and whether it's, look at it. Who gives a shit? Fantastic. We were doing a gig in Norway the other night, and we always get, they start, we dress about an hour before we go on, and keep getting calls how long we've got to go, and they do 10 minutes, 5 minutes, last piss. And someone said, 10 minutes. I said, I think I washed my hair. Everybody, what? So I washed my hair. I just did it so that I could. I was on stage, and now to me that was being wild. Pathetic when you get to 60, I tell you.